Hello, beautiful people of the world. Welcome back. If you watched my first show or my first video, I appreciate you. I am thankful for your time. Trust me, I do appreciate everyone's time. If this is your first time here, this is My Life with Meadow, where I just talk to you and take you on the journey of my life with my baby girl, who's 16 months to be 17 months. And today I thought I'd talk to you about our journey with sleep and what that's looked like. So it's only fitting that I take you to her room and talk to you about that. I will share with you that when I was pregnant, I was one of those parents that read books and listened to audiobooks on my way to work and rewinded and took notes and researched articles, all this wonderful thing, right? Because in my mind, Meadow was going to sleep 12 hours by 12 weeks in her own bed, in her room. Ask me how many times Meadow has slept a night in her room. Go ahead, ask me. Yeah, it's a zero, not a it hasn't happened yet. She does take naps in here, which is great, but she has not slept in her own room at night. She sleeps in our room, and I think that's partially, pretty much, not actually all because of me. And I just feel like her room is so far from ours. I live in a one-story split floor plan, and my room is literally on the other side of the house world. And I just have all kinds of crazy irrational thoughts, like someone's gonna break in, there's gonna be a fire, and I can't hear her breathe, and I just can't stand it. So also, I was nursing for 12 months. It was just much easier to have her in our room. When I first brought her home from the hospital, she was in like this little swivel thing that literally was like right up against my bed, and that was so helpful. Then she outgrew that, and then she went into a pack and play. And now she starts in her little bed there and pretty much makes her way into our bed every single night. That was another thing that I was like, she will not sleep in our room and or on our bed. She needs her own space. And Meadow was like, I'm going to sleep in your bed every night in an H position. H position, for those of you who don't know, it's like she sleeps like this. So pretty much her head is either in her daddy's back or mine, and then either him or I are getting kicked at night, or she'll do a 360. So as active as she is during the day, that's as active as she is at night. She doesn't always start off on her bed. I do definitely try and set that boundary where I put her in her bed first, and then she'll just wake up. And I think there was a period of time where I'm like, I'm gonna wean her off of this, and then I'm like, I think I'm ready to like sleep more than an average of 4 hours a night. And when we put her in our bed, after she wakes up, she just falls right back to sleep. So at some point, we will transition her out of that. But for right now, that's just what we're doing. And it works for us. It really does. What I have found to be very helpful is that she does nap in her room, and she has napped in her room for quite some time, pretty much forever. I think when she was smaller, we used to hold her. She used to nap on us. And so the 2 hours she was napping, you couldn't really move. I know it's crazy, people, but she's our first daughter, and we were 32 when we had her. So it's like, why not give her all this love? But after a while, I was like, okay, I need to like be able to like do stuff and clean or just breathe a little bit. So we started putting her in her crib to take naps, and that's been wonders. Like, she's done super great with that. So we definitely use her crib. We definitely do. She's taken 2 naps a day. So that's awesome. You know, we have a camera here. We're able to keep an eye on. We are able to close doors, keep noise down for her. That's really helpful. But also from the very beginning, I created her room, kind of was like a playroom because she didn't really sleep in here. I had set it up to where we would come in here every day. Like when I would get home from work, would come in here every day and play through all her little stages. Even honestly, when she was just a brand newborn and I was home for those 3 months, even though I was home by myself, I actually would come in here to nurse her. Like, it was like a routine, and I enjoyed that. It was like a little thing that we just did, her and I. Come in here and nurse her. I would read her a book. I would talk to her. I would sing to her, all here. I actually started off to where I would rock her to sleep here in her room and then walk her over to our room. And that didn't work out for very long because of the noise on the way there, the lights. And I'd be like, don't make noise. It was just not a good thing. So then I transitioned to where I would put her to sleep in our room. And that worked out much better. I do rock her to sleep still. I know every parent is different. Some parents don't like to put anything else in their kids' room other than their crib, and not to play, it's just to sleep. Or they do a lot of the self-soothing where you put the baby in the crib, kind of teach them how to self-soothe. And that was part of my plan, and it just didn't happen. But I honestly really enjoy rocking her to sleep. It can become very tiresome. I'm not going to pretend like it. Some days I'm just like, oh my gosh, especially when she's gone through phases where she just does not want to go to sleep. But I enjoy that. It's time for her and I've sang to her since the day I brought her home from the hospital. I've sang to her. I created a playlist that I still have on my phone. I have Tidal. That's the music platform that I use. But I created a playlist and it says Meadow. And it really isn't like nursery rhymes. It's just love songs or that I kind of connect with her with, or like I feel like just remind me of the unconditional love that I feel for her. Really about 98% of the songs are that. Like I have Beauty Marks by Ciara. I really like that one. I have Love Me Anyway by Pink. I have our all-time favorite, actually, that's the first song that's never, like every single night, is the Beyonce and Ed Sheeran song. That's just a beautiful song to me. So just a lot of different songs, and I can share the songs that I have if you'd like. I do have You Are My Sunshine on there. Fun fact, I used to sing that to Brian back in the day. Like it was, I remember when he was in the Marine Corps, I sent him a care package and I sent him Was Easy, and that was the first song on there, and he played it out loud and his friends looked at him like he was crazy. Sorry honey. But it's a song that I really like, and so I've always done that, and it just works. Like she knows it. I think what I have found is that when you create a routine, something that they know and they're able to follow, it has helped. So although the journey of getting her to be on a consistent schedule took a little bit, we did get there where she knows it's bath time, rocking, playing music, singing to you, which she likes, bottle or nursing her, whatever it was at that time, and putting her to bed. The time of bedtime has shifted a little bit, and that's just really been dependent on her, as well as the nap times. That has shifted as well, and it's really just kind of following her lead. That's one thing that I have learned as a parent, is that I have to follow her lead. Like I can have ideas of what I want to do, I can create guidelines, I can introduce things, but ultimately she is going to tell me what's going to work for her. It was like becoming a battle. Sometimes she takes 2 naps a day, where she'll go to sleep around 10:30, and then it would be about 3 hours later she'd take another nap, and that was working for a while. Like we were on a set schedule, which helps because like, okay, I got to get back home at this time, or we know if we're going to be out of this time, like we should expect crankiness, so we have to kind of plan around that. So that really helped. But then she quickly told me, like she started telling me, I don't want to take that afternoon nap. And she obviously didn't say it, but she did. She went through this phase, guys. I'm kind of embarrassed, but she went through this phase where she would literally like beat me up. Like I would come out with like scratches, my hair pulled. It was crazy. But thankfully we're moving past that. There's been a lot of teaching of you don't hit with your hands. You have to be gentle with your hands. I'd take her hand and show her, gentle, Meadow. You gentle with mommy. And I started realizing like she was getting it, because I'd be like, Meadow, be gentle. And she'd do it to herself. She like rub her little arm. So yeah, it was a lot of modification in that area. And we're past that phase. She's not doing it. But what I did learn was two things. I learned that one, I have a strong-willed child, and she will tell me what she wants. She is very much vocal in what she wants, and obviously not vocal in the sense of she's going to like speak, "Mom, I don't want that," but she's going to let you know what she's up for or not for, or not willing to do. And there are definitely things where it's like, you're a child, so I got to teach you that you do need to have patience. You're not going to get everything you want, and it's okay. And she might struggle with it sometimes, but it's my job as her parent to walk her through that and teach her how to kind of deal with that, because I want my child to grow up to be a healthy adult. So we definitely work on that, but I also have to understand what my child is and what her temperament is. And she's the sweetest little girl. Like, she kisses and hugs and loves all day long. Like, all day long. She gives all her bears and everything a kiss and a hug, but she is strong-willed. She's very focused and determined, and she knows what she wants, which is an amazing quality. But again, there's just certain pieces of it that I did have to make sure that like, you can't get upset and hit simply because you're not getting what you want. However, the second thing it did teach me is that I have to follow her lead. Like, I have to take these expectations I have in my head and get into the habit of just sensing what she wants. And that's what happened with the whole nap time. She just started fighting that afternoon nap. So I gave up, and I was like, sometimes I would literally just put her down, take a deep breath, and say, "You don't have to take the afternoon nap." And she wouldn't. She'd be dead tired, like almost falling over by the time it was bedtime. Sometimes go to sleep even earlier, but I had to let her do it. And there's times still now where she does take her 2 naps a day, but there's also very much times where she doesn't. And that's actually okay, because we're actually now in a phase where we're transitioning to 1 nap a day. So it's actually working out. I'm okay with her taking a nap a day now. I think she's older, and it's really what she wants. Like, even her morning nap, a lot of times now she's not ready. She's not ready until later on, and I've decided to not fight her on that. She definitely needs a nap though, because sleeping is very healthy, in my opinion, is very healthy for them. So I definitely make sure that she does take a nap at least once a day. But if we're moving towards her taking maybe 1 longer nap in the day, that works perfectly fine. So I've made sure to tell all the caregivers she has in her life, which are me, her grandmother, and her dad, and we're all like on the page of, okay, this is what we're transitioning to, and we just have to accept it, and actually are kind of excited about it. I think it's going to help a lot more with sleep at night. I found when she only takes that 1 nap a day, now that she's older and she can really go that prolonged period of time, like 5 to 6 hours, she'll fall asleep much easier. I'll say that. She'll fall asleep. Not necessarily like the nighttime sleep would be better, but she'll fall asleep much easier. I had to also adjust her bedtime due to daylight saving times, but also because of her. I also found when I was trying to put her to sleep earlier, it was the same thing. It was like full-blown battle. Like, I was like, I got beat up by my 1-year-old. And Brian was like, "Did she scratch you?" Yes, she did. Again, we are past that phase. We're not there anymore. She's not scratching and pulling hair. It was a short period of time where we did a lot of, behavior modification on that. But it was a period of time. But again, follow her lead. So now I pushed it out a little bit longer, and it also depends on the time she wakes up. If she does take that afternoon nap, I try and gauge it from there to know, okay, when is she going to be tired? But it never really passes 9 o'clock, and that even is late for us. I like to try and do 8 to 8:30, but again, following her lead on that piece. So I think the sleeping part for the first few months getting on a routine, falling into a schedule. For me, I think it's fair. I'm like, be kind to yourself, parents. I know there's so much pressure to have this set schedule and get it done by 12 weeks. And that's just not going to be the case all the time. It might be the case for some people, and that's amazing if you were able to do that. I remember Meadow was like 6 months old or something, and I was like sleeping like 3 hours a night, and I went to a restaurant, and there was a lady there, and she had like a baby who was much smaller than Meadow, and she said, oh no, he sleeps 12 hours. Oh, okay. It's like, I'm failing as a parent. Oh my gosh. But I'm not failing. Again, like, I read books, I try to follow it. It just, Meadow was, like I've shared before, premature. She was born at 4 pounds 15 ounces. So realistically, if I followed the plan, I couldn't do it right away either. You have to wait until they're a certain weight, and it just didn't happen that way for us. But we're in a good place now. Like, we've always had this set routine, which we did start when she was very, very little, where it was, again, bath time, nursing her bottle, rocking, and now she just gets it. Like, this is, all right, it's bath time. And it's so cute now because when she's sleepy and like we've maybe past her bedtime of 8 o'clock, she'll walk herself to her bathroom and just like, all right, you guys gonna give me a bath? Like, people, it's time. I gotta go to bed. So it's really cute to see when they start really picking up and just getting into their own routines and learning. I think that's the coolest piece of it, is you see that they really start understanding and just learning like the process. So that's kind of been our sleep journey through it all. In the midst of that, like I shared with you guys, her room has been useful because, yes, aside from the naps that we take in here, I play music for her every day in here, and it's just been such a wonderful thing that we've been able to do together. So I actually want to take you on a little tour of her room to show you. This has also developed throughout the stages of her life, her little tiny little life. It's developed, it's changed, it's modified. I've added things that she's now into that I feel would be helpful for her. So I'm going to share that with you now. So this is Sweet Meadow's room. I'll just do a little twirl around so you can kind of see what I've been doing or what I've done with her room. A lot of this has been here from the beginning, like the word Meadow. I did that when I was pregnant, when I was getting her nursery. Pretty much all of the bigger items like that. Let her sleep, for when she wakes, she will move mountains. That has all been here from the very beginning. The pieces that I have added to it as she's gotten older, I added this little toy rack because I did want her to be able to access her toys. I used to keep it in a little bin, and it just really wasn't working. I wanted her to be able to see it and pick what she wants, and she actually has fun taking things out and putting it up. I added this little bookshelf, again, something that she can access herself and just take books, which she really likes. Like I said, I've been reading to her from the very beginning, but it was really cool when she started just bringing me books. One of the books she's really enjoyed, like picture books like this. It's just really cool. She actually points and just, actually I'll say, where's the dog, or where's the flower? I try to say in both languages. And she'll point at it, or she'll bring it to me, and I'll say 1, 2, 3. So that's been pretty cool. She likes boxes, so I keep boxes. She likes to open things in and out. So there's one there. There's one back here where she has books and puzzles. This little rocking chair that my mom actually gave her. The furniture, as you can see, a lot of our big ticket items, I purchased a neutral color because I am frugal Fran, and I hope to be able to reuse it if God willing, God please, if he gives me a boy or any baby, I'll be really happy, but I just really, really want a boy. So I got it on kind of a neutral color that would fit any gender, although any color fits any gender, but that's my thought behind it. She does have an Alexa here. Believe it or not, my mom got her this gift, And it has been the best thing ever. We listen to music every day. She loves music. We play Spanish music and dance, and now she says, baila, baila. She actually just learned how to say the word, and she just dances. We actually made this for her little bows. We did that before she was born. Brian put the wood together, and then I glued in the little ribbons, and it's just so helpful. Like, I just see all her bows there and can pick for the day. That has also changed too, is a lot of like headbands before, and she's like, I'm not doing headbands anymore, Mom. So it's all bows or little head ties. And then here is her little closet, but I did put a little shelf in there again. Books she can reach. She also reaches her own shoes, which she loves. She tries to put them on. What I did that was very helpful for me, I organized her clothing by her age or her year, what she's fitting. And that way, when she doesn't fit it anymore, I just pull it out of her closet, put it in a bin, and store it. Like I kind of said, I do want a second child. So right now I am just storing a lot of stuff. If I have a little girl, they can, use a lot of the clothes that their sister had. If it's a little boy, I'll donate it or give it away or do something with it. But that's been the fun piece, is just storing stuff. So my garage is full of boxes. And then I have these cute little bins on top that actually they were all gifts, whether it came at the baby shower or through her birthdays. They're just very helpful because I'm able to put things in them now, like things that I want to store that don't necessarily want to be out. The one thing I do need help finding is how do I store her clothes, because right now if you look in, it's like literally bin after bin after bin. This little girl has so much stuff. My mom buys her so much stuff, and her aunt buys her. It's insane. But I created this little nook for her. I used to have a little like teepee there, and I was finding that she really couldn't get in. I saw one day that she was trying to pick out one of the bears and she couldn't get to it. And I was like, this is getting in the way. So I created this little corner, and she loves it. She takes her bears out. She plays with them. I also put these little hooks, which I actually need to put more because she's gotten more purses and book bags. But again, I like to keep everything at her eyesight so that she's able to access it herself and play and be kind of independent. And then I have some things across the mat that she'll play with. I actually want to take out this mat and put like an area rug. She's outgrown the mat. But we'll play, like she actually really likes the tea party, which she came out like her mommy. I love teapots. I'm an old woman that way. But she actually likes them too, and she'll pour it in there and she'll dance to the little music, so that's fun. And then I have another little corner for her here, where that bear, my mom actually gave it to me for Valentine's Day one year, and I just kept it. My goal was to change the shirt to match more like the room before she was born, and then she came like 6 weeks early and it didn't happen. But I actually like the contrast of the color now. What I noticed was that she likes to play with something where it's a little bit higher in her level. So this is just a bin that has like old shoes. But I put her puzzle here, and she comes and she plays with it. So that's been really fun to see that. I've had it for quite some time, and now she's really getting into it. And then I actually have a little mirror for her. I have a little mirror for her here, which I added. Look out of the picture, but I added it because her daddy would stand her up on the vanity in her bathroom and say, "You're beautiful, Meadow. Give Meadow a kiss." And she just found it so fascinating when she kind of became self-aware that I was like, I have to add a little mirror to her room. And it's so cute because she actually will go to the mirror, look at herself. But as you notice, again, it's her level, something that she can really access. So I really like that little mirror there. And that's it, guys. That's her room. I really try and make it functional. I try to make it fun and cute. And again, just changing it as she grows older, adding things that she might enjoy or that she might like. I have something I want to add now to like measure her because she's just growing every day. But that's it. That's what we've been doing so far. Maybe one day I'll take you on a tour of like, I don't know how a tiny little human can consume in like a entire house. Like she's literally has like 3 rooms in this home of all her toys. besides this room. So that's it, guys. That's the tour of her room. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to share some of the things you've done with your baby's room or your child's room, it doesn't have to be a baby. It could be any age. Share it. I'm always open for ideas. I actually really like decorating. It's something really fun for me. So I'm happy to see that. And thank you so much for watching again today. I really, really, really appreciate it if you stuck around all 25 whatever minutes just to hear me talk and my craziness. Thank you. Till next time. Bye.